Camtinerary is proud to present a collection of video tours that focus on underappreciated parts of the world that we have encountered in our travels. The first series covers the area of Charleston, South Carolina, and zooms in on a special neighborhood called Ion in the town of Mount Pleasant. Welcome to a walking tour of the historic district of Ion in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. This tour will lead you through Ion's first borough, East Lake. It also passes through parts of two other boroughs, Ponsbury and Ionsboro. This area is affectionately known as the Ion Historic District because it was here, way back in the faraway time of 1998, at the close of the second millennium AD, that the first homes of this celebrated neighborhood were constructed. The length of this walking tour is about 2 miles. At a leisurely pace, this will take about an hour to complete. The tour begins in the heart of the neighborhood at the Ion Square. Head east down Civitas Street. A distinguishing feature of Ion is the relationship between the private realm of individual buildings and the public realm of neighborhood streets and parks. Ion streets were designed as outdoor rooms, with sidewalks, ground cover such as grass, and street surfaces making up the floor, the facades of homes serving as walls, and the overhanging branches of street trees serving as the ceilings of the rooms. Just as one moves through different types of rooms in a house, the experience of moving through the neighborhood can be thought of as moving from one outdoor room to another. Street lamps, benches, knee walls, and the trees themselves can be thought of as furniture in the outdoor room. In fact, the design of the public realm can be thought of as a form of interior design gone outdoors. 20 is plenty in Ion. To make walking and bicycling more comfortable, streets are designed to calm driving speed in an unobtrusive way. Traffic calming measures include more narrow thoroughfares, tree-lined streets, and parallel parking. Long, straight stretches of streets are avoided. Instead, street sections are deflected every few hundred feet to aid the traffic calming effect. Buildings at the end of the deflections serve to further enclose the outdoor room. One rounds the second deflection on Ponsbury, and for a visual surprise, voila, East Lake. In the distance, you'll see the East Lake Boathouse. Designed in a classic low-country vernacular by Ion co-founders and brothers Jeff and Vince Graham, along with their father Tom. The boathouse was the neighborhood's first civic structure and provides an artistic touch to complement the lake, inspire thoughtful design in future buildings, and offers neighbors a place to gather and enjoy the view of the surrounding water and homes. Curb pillows offer another traffic calming measure. They shorten the street crossing distance for pedestrians while providing room for vehicles with longer wheelbases to maneuver around turns. East Lake is surrounded by publicly accessible walking paths. The paths and streets, along with the lake itself, constitute one big outdoor room. "75 Sowell Street was built in 1998 for Ion co-founder Jeff Graham. 22 Grace Lane originally had Sowell Street as its address, but the first owner was a pastor, so the address was changed to be on the intersecting street, Grace Lane. Small lanes have their own informal personality. They run behind many Ion homes and provide access to garages and outbuildings. The space over many of which, like this one, has been converted to small apartments. Called accessory dwelling units, These contribute a layer of more affordable housing in Ion. A prescient person is one with vision. Prescient Street commemorates those who have built the first homes in Ion. Another example of the outdoor room with the street surface, grass, and sidewalks as the floor, the building facades on either side constituting the walls, and the limbs of street trees, in this case crepe myrtles, reaching over the street to form the ceiling and form an intimate enclosure of space. Here's an example of a more typical neighborhood street that lacks the characteristics of an outdoor room. Postal pavilions provide another place for neighbor chance encounters. They also make life easier for mail deliveries. Continue past Sowell Street, noting how East Lake Road deflects again at the intersection. Lot lines of the homes flanking the close were drawn at slight, non-perpendicular angles to the front property line. Even though these homes do not front the lake, this arrangement affords a view to the lake from the porches of each home. Watch your head. Each live oak has a life all its own, often growing more horizontally than vertically. Turn right onto the intimate footpath Willingham's Way, named for Ken Willingham, chairman of the Mount Pleasant's Planning Commission, whose leadership was critical in getting innovative Ion approved. During the dedication ceremony, Ken's wife Kay made several practice swipes at the monument with a bottle before bursting it in a champagne shower. The dents in the corner bear witness to her enthusiasm. You reach the signpost for Woody's Way. Note the house right next to it. Built for Ion founder Vince Graham, this 2-bedroom, 2-bath house was featured in Traditional Home magazine. Despite the impressive exterior, the interior dimensions measure just 960 square feet. This demonstrates that a small house of high quality can be built next to a larger and more expensive home. Ion was designed with relationships in mind, so that as its streets were constructed, its buildings took shape, and its trees and landscaping grew, the neighborhood's whole would become even greater than the sum of its parts. This allowed for the creation of an aesthetic and economic value as the social bonds of community emerged and flourished. Hopefully, this walk through a little of Ion history demonstrates how, even in the faster pace of the 21st century, a hospitable human scale can still be achieved. Thanks for visiting, and please feel free and most welcome to join us again along other walking tours using Camtinerary.